Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Rags to Riches Challenge. This is episode 19. Our grass is ready to harvest here, so we're going to start off with that. So I already got this guy set up here with our mower. I'm going to let the AI worker do this field. So let's just make sure he's set up. Yeah, that should all be good, I think. So we'll just get him going. Let him start mowing this grass. And we'll let him start working here, and then we're going to collect the grass with this Valtra and this silage wagon here. Sorry if my voice sounds a little bit weird today. I've got a little bit of a sore throat, so I'm not sure if I'm getting sick or something, but I feel fine right now. I just, have a little bit of a sore throat. So, if my voice sounds a little bit weird in this episode, that's probably why. It feels a little bit scratchy right now, but we're just going to power through anyway. We'll let this guy get a little bit ahead of us here, just so we're not catching up and waiting on him here. But we are going to run a little bit of an experiment here. I'm just going to change my time scale to 1 because I was thinking a lot about like the baler versus the forage wagon thing. So I actually decided to run a little test. I do have another save that's just basically a test game. I think I've talked about it before a couple times, but yeah, I just have another save where I just have a bunch of different windmills, so that I make a ton of money every month, so I can just kind of play around with some other stuff. And I haven't really used it much since I started this challenge, just because I don't want to go into everything like knowing exactly what's going to happen. I think it's more fun and more entertaining to kind of learn as you go, and then kind of have like a genuine reaction to stuff. I haven't really been using that game much, or that save much. But I did decide to do a little bit of a test with the baler. So, I used like the best mower, so I wasn't waiting on the mower there. I used that crazy, whatever it was called. I don't even know where that is. Yeah, I used this thing just to get mowing, so I wouldn't have to worry about waiting on the mower. And then I timed the actual baling process, and I used this combination baler wrapper because I think that's probably the fastest way. It doesn't make the biggest bales, but the fact that you can bale and wrap in the same machine, I think saves time because you don't have to go around the field twice. If there is a faster way to do it, let me know. Because I was thinking maybe, I don't really know if you can or not, but maybe with a square baler, there might be like a trailer hookup or something for some of them where you could just run a silage wrapper right behind the baler. Maybe do it that way, but yeah, I'm not really sure if that's actually an option. So, and those square balers are pretty expensive as well. So I did the test with this baler so I could bale and wrap at the same time. And it took about 1 hour and 6 minutes to get the whole thing baled and then stacked using that auto loading bale trailer, and kind of unloaded. Because I went into that other game, bought these same 4 fields, plowed them together exactly the same way or as close as I could get it, and then timed the progress on the baling. So yeah, I was able to get it all baled, loaded up, and then stacked and deposited kind of over in the same area as the silage pit in about 1 hour and 6 minutes. So I'm going to time this process here of filling up our silage pit with this wagon and see how long that takes us. So this guy's getting pretty close to getting one lap done. So I think we're probably okay to start here. So I'll turn on the wagon, lower our pickup, and we'll just start picking up this swath here. One thing I think with the bales, as I was doing that test, is I think it would probably be easier, kind of like on the selling side. Kind of like selling and moving them around, because that like auto loading bale wagon can hold 24 bales, and the bales are 3,500 liters each, which, if I remember correctly, works out to about 84,000 liters. You can haul quite a bit at a time, whereas I think the biggest forage wagon is only about 50,000 liters. So the bales would probably be faster on the selling side, but we'll find out if they're faster on the collecting side. So we started this at about 7:39. I've got it in real time right now, so we'll just kind of use the game clock here to keep track of how long it takes. The other thing I was thinking with the bales is that if you had like a bunch of other things you were using them for, like if you had a bunch of like animal pens or whatever spread out that you had to move bales to, bales would probably be easier for kind of moving and storing in different spots. Yeah, that would definitely be an advantage to the bales, I think, but we're not anywhere close to really requiring that at the moment. So the main test here is going to be, is it faster to harvest with the forage wagon and the silage pit versus the bales. So yeah, we'll get all this harvested up here, get into our silage pit. This is going to be the biggest harvest we've ever done. This is our first one doing all 4 fields, as well as our first one where we've got everything fully fertilized, because I did miss a couple spots. Last time when we plowed our 3 fields together, I did miss a couple spots with the fertilizer. So we didn't have everything quite as fully yield bonus as we could have. But yeah, with this harvest, we've got an extra field now, plus everything is fully fertilized. So it should be our biggest harvest ever. And just for reference, when I did it with the bales, I ended up with 280,000 liters. Because I think it made 80 bales at 3,500 liters each, and then there was a little bit left over. I think there was about 1,500 or 2,000 liters or something left in the baler that I didn't get a full bale from. So yeah, it was about 280,000 liters. Can't remember the exact number, but yeah, should be hoping to get about that same amount out of this field. The fields might not be the exact same size, but yeah, a couple people had mentioned that they had experienced weird things with the silage pit and maybe not getting as much chaff or silage out of it than they expected. So yeah, that will be a good test too with the bales to see if we end up with about the same amount that we're expecting that we would have got from the bales. So yeah, as I said, won't be exactly the same, but it should hopefully be somewhere in that neighborhood. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we can actually fit it all in that pit, because last time our harvest was about 200,000 chaff, and it was starting to get pretty full. We definitely had a little bit extra room there, but so I think we're going to be okay, but it might be a little bit tough to get everything in there. So we'll have to see. Wonder if this guy's going to be able to get past me. There's not a whole lot of extra room there. I think we'll just pull off to the side a little bit until he makes his corner. But yeah, as you can see, he can travel faster than me with that mower, so once he gets a little bit ahead of us, he shouldn't really be in the way anymore. Yeah, the silage wagon is definitely the slowest part, so that's kind of our limiting factor right now, even though we do have a pretty tiny mower. So yeah, he should finish before we do. But we do have a couple decent contracts that I saw come up when I was just looking at the game here before I started the recording. So once he finishes mowing here, we'll probably get him on the weeder or the cultivator. Get him doing some extra contracts while we finish up with our grass harvest here. And then I'm not quite sure what we're going to do next here. We do technically have enough money to buy ourselves a house, which I would like to do. But we could potentially look at buying some more land as well. I don't know, we could potentially buy another field and get it planted. I think we're still not too late to plant a couple of the grains. And then we would be ready for next summer, even though we don't have a combine yet. But if we buy a field and get it going right now, then we could aim to buy a combine by the time that's ready to harvest. So yeah, I'm gonna try to not use that silage blade in here until we're actually done. Not gonna use it unless kind of have to, because some people have said that seems to be kind of where they're losing their chaff. The people that have said that they've lost some. So yeah, I'm gonna try to not use that unless I have to, which we might have to get all of this in here, but. We'll definitely probably use it right at the end just to kind of push everything in, because it always seems that you get some kind of squish out as you're driving through there and it gets compacted. But yeah, and I'm going to try to keep an eye on the chaff level as we go through to see if it's going down as we compact it, or yeah, what happens with that. But yeah, it's going to be good to have a comparison to what we got from, or what I got from baling in that test. Versus what we end up with this wagon and pit system. So as long as it's kind of within the ballpark, I'm not going to be too worried about it. But if it's a significant difference, then yeah, that might help me make the decision. Because like right now, I'm definitely leaning towards not getting baler. I think this silage pit is working well enough that I'll probably just try to stick with that for now if I can, rather than invest any more money. But if it does turn out that we're losing a bunch doing this method versus the baling, which we really shouldn't, but you never know with this game. Sometimes it has some weird behavior. But yeah, that would be one good reason to consider switching to baling instead of doing the silage pit. But we'll have to see how it goes. So before I get into the time lapse here, so yeah, this doesn't seem to change it. Like just driving on here, you can see my compaction level is going up, but the fill level is not changing. So, and that should be about what we would expect from 2 loads of our 16,000 liter forage wagon here. Although it seems to be slightly more than it should be. Got like an extra 22 chaff in there, so I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, so far everything seems to be working as expected, so yeah, I'll just finish up this harvest here, and then we'll chat again in a little bit. Okay, got that mostly done. Still not quite done. Still have to do a little bit of compacting and clean up this edge here, but so far it's saying 283. So it's a little bit higher than the baling, which is actually should be, because I kind of forgot about the silage additive. I didn't have the silage additive on the bale. I don't even know if you can put it on balers, but yeah, I didn't have that bonus on the baling test that I did. So yeah, with the silage additive here, we should get a little bit of extra. So I'm just gonna drive in here a little bit. Need to do a little bit more compacting, so it's getting pretty full here, but not totally full. We could maybe fit a little bit more in there. I don't know really like how high you can stack it, like above the edge there or anything. So yeah, I'm not really too sure. But I might have to get the blade here. Our chaff level has gone down a little bit, but I think that just is from this stuff like getting squished out the end. So once we get our blade going and get that stuff pushed back in, that should go back up. Because because it's still going down right now too, eh? And that shouldn't really be causing stuff to get pushed out the end. But like before when I was compacting, it didn't really make a difference, so yeah, I don't know. But we'll see what we end up with again here once I get it, once I get the ends pushed back. So we're at 99. Okay, there's 100% compaction, but yeah. So we're already compacted and then, oh, am I stuck? Yeah. See, it'll still drop a little bit as I'm driving there, even though we're already fully compacted. So that is very strange. So as far as the time went, I think it was actually pretty close. It took about an hour, but I did have to, or well, I didn't have to, but I stopped a couple times to move that worker around. So you got to take a couple minutes off. But yeah, it ended up being similar times to the baling. I think it was slightly faster, but I guess I'm actually not quite done yet because that was kind of included the being fully stacked and everything with the baler, having everything picked up and done. So I should really be counting this extra little bit in the time as well to compact it and fill it back up. But I did kind of give the baling like every possible advantage with the big mower and the combo baling silage wrapper thing. So yeah, it would be a pretty hefty price tag to get that into this game. And that's, come on, why won't you pick that up? What the hell? God damn it. If I change the angle a bit? Like all the way down. Oh, there she goes. Okay, that side's in. What was I saying there? Yeah, because I think I did make a mistake before when I was talking. So yeah, that didn't, maybe that increased it a little bit, but not by very much. But yeah, because I mentioned before that I didn't think getting a bigger mower would help increase the speed at all, just because I'm already, like, the mower already finishes ahead of me. So I'm kind of limited by collection time. But I don't think that's entirely true. I think if you're just talking about like the added working width, then yeah, I don't think it would help at all. But if you do get the windrowing mower, I think that would make a difference. Just because obviously you'd have more grass in each windrow, so the silage wagon would fill up faster, even though you're still limited by the speed of the silage wagon. So yeah, I think that would actually be that would make things slightly faster to have the windrowing mower. I'm not sure how much of a difference it would make, but yeah, that would be another like 80 grand or something for that. And then a bigger silage wagon. But yeah, like that baling test I did was basically as good as baling is going to get, I think. And that took about an hour and 6 minutes. So this took about the same amount of time when you include all this compacting and stuff. But yeah, with the difference being that like we're kind of the slowest way you can possibly do it with like the smallest mower and the smallest silage wagon. So if we upgrade our equipment here, we could potentially do it faster. But so yeah, now it's saying 278, which is strange. Because by pushing all that extra stuff in, we actually lost chaff. And then we still can't get in there to compact it without squishing a bunch more out. And like this blade, why can't it pick this stuff up? Like you have to push down so hard that you can't even steer if you want to actually get anything with it. Driving me crazy. So I kind of wanted to try and level this out a bit. But then that just drops my silage down more. Are we compacted here? Oh, we're still at 99%. God damn it. All right, this is starting to piss me off because we have lost a whole bunch. Like, I don't know. Oh, that's not good. Is this going to get counted? I don't know, but that's probably good enough. Like we'll leave it like that just because we are at 100% compacted now, and I don't think yeah, I don't think I can get much better than that anyway. This is pissing me off though. Like we lost a significant amount of chaff there, even though we pushed the stuff in from the ends. Like why? Where the hell is it going? I mean, I guess we'll just tarp it and see what happens. And then I'm going to keep track on the next time that I empty it as well to see what we actually end up with. Because yeah, I have seen some inconsistency with like how much, I think I mentioned in the last video, like it said when I started like 190,000 chaff, but then when I added up how much we actually sold, it worked out to like 193,000. So maybe it is still counting it in there somewhere. It just doesn't show it. But then when you go to empty it, it shows back up. So yeah, I'll keep track when we empty it again and see if that missing chaff reappears anywhere. But yeah, because like right now, we're only at 277, which is less than we got from the baling. Even though we had the silage additive, so we should have got a bonus. And like we did. It seemed like initially we had more chaff than the baling gave us, but yeah, now we have less after that compacting. So yeah, there's something weird going on here, but I think we'll just blanket it here. So yeah, I mean, all these peaks get covered, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but that is disappointing that we are definitely, oh, and then it still didn't include that. Like, come on, that's not close enough that you can just include that. But I don't know. I wonder if it's got something to do with these weird holes that appear anytime there's like a pile of grass left on the ground or anything. Well, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll reserve judgment until I actually empty it out and see if we get any extra when that time comes. But yeah, otherwise, maybe it would make sense to switch to baling, because if we're going to be losing that much, I mean, it doesn't amount to that much, but I mean, that would still be an extra few $1,000s, that amount we lost. So yeah, that's really annoying. We'll have to decide what we're going to do about that. I'm curious if anybody else has noticed that too, because yeah, that does seem to line up with what a couple people were saying with using that blade. I guess next time I could try it with maybe just like the bucket to fill it back in, but yeah, I don't know. But we did get a couple contracts completed by our AI worker while we were finishing doing that, so we'll collect these guys. That was a pretty good weeding one there. We do have some more cultivating ones we could do. I got to check on my sawmill. I don't think we quite need deadwood yet, but it might be good to do one of those again too. Okay, well, I'm just going to bring this guy back to the farm for now. Yeah, that is frustrating because, I mean, if we can consistently get 280 with the baling, it would be a little bit slower as far as the collecting. And that was with like the best equipment we could get, but although it would be faster on the selling side. So we should take that into account as well, I guess. But yeah, that is very annoying. So I don't think I'm going to upgrade any of the forage wagon stuff or anything yet until I think about it a bit more and do some more experimenting. Yeah, that kind of pisses me off that it's we're actually losing silage here. So, but yeah, who knows? Maybe it will give it back to me when I empty it. So we'll have to keep track of that. But if we are losing money there, maybe it would make sense to switch to baling. But yeah, I'm gonna just go do some contracts for a little bit and get those greenhouses topped up, and then we maybe we'll do a deadwood contract. I don't really like the one in this spot that we got right now, just because there's so many trees around. It makes it really hard to do the video, because like kind of no matter where the camera's facing, it's in a tree somewhere, so it can be a little bit tough to record. That's why I usually cut out a lot of the deadwood contracts. Plus I have a hard time doing loading stuff without moving my camera around a ton anyway, just because I find it can be tough to kind of tell depth perception in this game sometimes. So I usually end up moving the camera around a lot just to kind of see exactly where I am, and then half the time you move it, it ends up in the middle of a tree, so then you got to move it around. So yeah, the deadwood contracts can be tough to watch, especially in time-lapse, so I usually end up cutting a lot of them out because they're not super great for the videos. But yeah, we will have to stock this thing back up again soon. But yeah, we would be able to do another couple months, I think. It doesn't use that much wood, actually. I haven't really been paying attention to exactly how much it uses. I just kind of top it up when it gets down to about halfway usually. So okay, so I'm just doing a few of these contracts here, but I just went back and kind of looked at that recording to tally up how much silage or how much grass we should have got out of there. And when I tally it up with all those loads, should have got about 296,000 grass, which tracks really well with what I got with the baler in that other test as well, because I got a little over 280,000. So if you add the 5% bonus with the silage additive onto that, that's right around that same number. Should be right around 296,000. Yeah, somewhere right around there. So yeah, the fact that we only ended up with like 277,000, we're missing like almost 20,000 liters of grass in there. So yeah, that's definitely not great. Like that's more than a full wagon load. So that's going to work out to probably like $8,000 or something, which I mean isn't massive at the end of the day, but I mean that's still I mean, if we're looking at like $100,000 for this next harvest, like that's still like 8% of our total income per harvest that's getting wasted or just disappearing there. So yeah, that's definitely concerning. Um, and that might be a good reason to actually want to switch to bales there. Because yeah, I double checked the time as well when I was doing that watch through there, and yeah, it was a little bit faster once I subtracted the time that it took to kind of move the guy around for the contracts. That took me like just about an hour, just under, and the baling took me just over an hour. But that baling was like basically as fast as you could bale, I think, with that setup, bale and wrap. Whereas, yeah, like we could potentially get faster with our wagon setup if we wanted to. So, yeah, the silage wagon and pit is a little bit faster, or it would be if we upgrade some of our equipment. But the baling would be about the same amount of time as we spend right now, at least for the harvesting. But I think the loading and selling would actually be a fair bit faster with the baling as well. So I don't know, it might work out to be faster overall, or maybe about the same, even if we did get upgraded equipment. So yeah, I don't know. If there's not a ton of time savings and we're losing that much grass every time, like that's gonna add up to pretty significant over like a whole season's harvest. So yeah, now I'm definitely kind of questioning my decision to stay with the pit and not move to a baler. So I'm gonna have to think about that a bit more. I'm probably not gonna spend too much time or too much more time in this month. I should probably check where my actual next contract here. I think it's in this direction. Okay, 44 and 66. So we'll head down that way. But yeah, because I am really curious to see what happens when we sell it. So I might just do a few more contracts here, get our grass all fertilized, and then move into the next month. And we might just go and resell this right away, and then I'll keep track of that sale as well, and see how much we actually get out of there. Because yeah, I know the numbers didn't line up the last time I sold, so we'll see. Maybe that silage is hidden in there somewhere, and it will reappear once we actually go to sell it, like it kind of seemed to do last time. So yeah, I don't know. That's a pretty significant loss, though. I was thinking maybe it would be like a little bit if it was like a couple thousand or something. I probably wouldn't worry too much about it. But yeah, if we're losing like 20,000 grass every time we harvest there, that's maybe a little bit more than I'm willing to put up with. So yeah, unless it magically reappears when we go to sell, then I will have to really reconsider moving to the baling system instead. Because yeah, like I said, like once you get like a bunch of animals and stuff, it might actually be easier to be able to bale anyway. Might be easier for like moving stuff around and being able to store it in various places. So yeah, yeah, definitely makes me consider the baler a lot more now. After doing that, but I guess I won't make any decisions until I actually get in there and sell it. But yeah, we'll probably do that pretty quick here in this episode as well, just because yeah, I'm really curious to see how that works out. But either way, we'll be able to sell that, and then we should get a good chunk of change out of that. And then I don't know, we could potentially have enough money after that to switch up to the baling system if we wanted to. Or we could go down and do some work on the homestead, buy a house and stuff, or I don't know. I'll have to think about it a bit more as I do these contracts here. And then, yeah, depending on what happens with that sale, that'll probably help make the decision too. If that silage magically reappears, maybe we won't worry about it. But yeah, if we're losing that much every time, then might be worth it to switch to the baler. So yeah, I'll get a few more contracts done here, and then we'll fertilize and advance to the next month, and then do that sale and decide what we're going to do. Okay, got everything fertilized, or well, I got a worker to do it, so I should probably check and make sure he actually did a good job here. So yeah, we're all fertilized up, ready to go. Yeah, I don't know. We could probably do a few more contracts, I guess. But I am kind of anxious to empty this pit back out and see. Okay, I should really do this weeding one. It's right beside us here, and that's a decent chunk of change for something that should be pretty quick. So, okay, we'll do one more contract, and then, yeah, I got the greenhouses topped up, got water in these guys, and we're all fully fertilized on our field, so that's really everything we need to do. Yeah, I think we can just wait on all of our productions. I don't think we're in a super big hurry to sell anything. Nothing, well, other than planks. Nothing other than planks is at a great price right now, and we don't really have any planks to sell at the moment anyway. So definitely going to use lines for this one. Just to kind of keep track of where I'm going, because yeah, these fields with nothing in them, it can be a little bit tough to remember exactly where you've gone, because there's not a whole lot of indicator that you get with the weeder if there's no actual weeds visible in the field. So okay, got that one done. We'll go collect this one, I guess. Another 3,300, not too shabby. We don't have a ton of other ones we could do. I wouldn't mind doing some of these sowing ones, but yeah, I don't know. These are kind of the same thing as fertilizing though, where you have to pay for the seeds, so they're not quite as profitable as they seem. Although I think these ones probably more so than fertilizing, because most crops use like a relatively small amount of seeds compared to how much fertilizer gets used on a field of the same size. So, and if I remember right, I think seeds are cheaper per pallet than fertilizer, and I'm pretty sure you use less per acre. So, yeah, the sowing is probably a better deal, but they do take a while still, especially with the size of seeder. If we did get one that came up with like a planting one, like soybeans or corn or sunflowers or that kind of stuff, then our planter is quite a bit better than our seeder. So I would definitely consider doing those ones. But yeah, with our tiny seeder, I'm not too keen on doing a lot of contracts with that one. It'll work fine for us if we're just, using it once a year. Not going to be a big deal, but yeah, it's a little bit small for doing contracts with, I think. So yeah, our grass is all good to go. Don't think there's anything else we need to do. So yeah, I am anxious to get this emptied out. I mean, I doubt we're going to get all of that back that we lost. I don't know, kind of holding out hope that maybe there's still some in there somewhere. Maybe this is like a quantum silage pit and some of it has phased into another dimension or something, and it will come back when we go to empty it. But I don't have a ton of hope that that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure we're still going to be losing silage here, but yeah, tough to say because I mean, I guess I should just wait until we get it emptied out and see what happens. But yeah, let's just go ahead, go to the next month because I do want to empty this pit back out and see what we get out of it. Okay, it is October. Our bunker silo is done fermenting, as you can see in the top right there. Gives us a notification, so we can open this back up and start selling it, I guess. What do we got here? 7,000. So yeah, I mean, it uses like 3,000 a day, so yeah, that's not too bad. Now that I say that, I think I remember saying that before actually, and I just forgot about it, but yeah. So we got at least another day, probably 2 days we could get away with, but I'll try not to let it get that low, so we'll probably do another load of deadwood today at some point too. Okay, so I guess we'll just get this one opened up. It's definitely pretty full. Open up this side as well. We'll worry about that last little bit of chaff later. Where is my... Okay, I'm gonna... I have to bring this a little bit forward so we don't knock it over. We'll get this thing going with the silage blade. Just to open up the bunker here, and yeah, I'll keep an eye on the level. Because yeah, last time just kind of opening it up, getting the tarp off of here with the blade, like it was really weird too. Like we gained a couple hundred extra silage just doing that. So yeah, definitely weirdness in this pit here, but oh god, don't get stuck. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what we started with there, but yeah, it's about the same. So we'll get our silage wagon on here, and yeah, it's gonna take quite a few trips, but we'll definitely have to look at possibly getting a bigger silage wagon if we decide to keep going with the pit. But yeah, kind of depends on what we end up with here. So I've got a notebook here, so I'm just gonna kind of keep a tally as we go. Hopefully we don't run into too much trouble emptying this pit. Uh-oh, I jinxed myself. Come on. Gonna have to back out of here, I guess. Uh-oh. Oh boy. And we're already stuck. But Yeah, like even looking at the fill level right now, like that number doesn't really add up. 'Cause, I mean, this thing only holds 16,000 and we're already down 20,000 with that with this one load in there. So yeah, something is definitely weird there. Oh, come on. So I guess we will empty this out. Really? Why am I stuck again? Why am I having such a hard time all of a sudden? What is this thing stuck on now? Come on, baby. Oh, what is it? It's like the back is just digging into this silage. See if I can get over this side if I... Ah, and it just wants to high center on here. And then, yeah, this just digs right in. Okay. Oh, man. Why? Why is this being so difficult all of a sudden? Oh, God. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Am I going to be able to get off of here? Okay. Oops. Definitely making a mess of this. All right. Well, I guess we'll hop back into this thing. We're just going to have to spread it out a bit more, I guess. We haven't even started and it's already being a pain in the butt. But if we can just level out this final hump here, might make things easier. Okay, let's see if we can just do that. So if we can just keep some momentum going as we get in there. And then hopefully we can get past that little bit at the end. That was the main issue, I think. I was just getting high centered on that last hump, so if we can get that out of there, we should be okay. All right. So yeah, that is a thing with the baler and the stacker. Moving and selling the final silage bales should be a lot easier than dealing with this pit. Harvesting is probably about the same. Would be faster than baling if we get some upgraded equipment, but yeah, I don't know. If we're losing stuff, and it is kind of tougher to sell, and clean out, especially as we get more and more in there. So yeah, but yeah, I'll get this all sold, and we'll see. I'll keep track of how many loads I do, and we'll see what our total sold product is at the end, and then I guess we'll kind of make our decision from there. Okay, that was possibly the most frustrating emptying of that pit I've had yet. Um, I don't know. There's just a little bit too much silage in there. I was just getting high centered like crazy, which didn't even make any sense. Like the tractor's not even touching the silage and it's just high centered there. And that blade was absolutely useless when it's that tall because you can't actually back blade at all. And like you can't get it high enough to get over the silage. So you just get in there and it just pushes it into higher peaks. Um, yeah, and it was annoying that you couldn't lift it up high enough to get past the first part of the silage. But then when I actually tried to get into the pit, and get on top of it and try to push it out, I couldn't push the blade down far enough to actually get anything. It wouldn't let me push it off the top. So yeah, I was getting very frustrated there. But we got it done. This is our last load. So by my tally here, we got 18 full loads. And then this last one of 46.62. So if I do the math here, if we go 18 times 16,100 plus 46.62, that gives us 200,094 462, which is pretty darn close to what we should have had, and significantly more than what the pit told me I had before I started this. So yeah, but then still not quite what it should been, or what it should have been. Like we still lost about 1,400 liters there, I think, based on just tallying up the loads. Going into that pit, we should have had about 2,900 or 295,800, and yeah, we ended up with 294,400. So yeah, we're still about 1,400 short. But not nearly as short as it said we were. So I don't know. That's something going really weird there. Because yeah, that makes 0 sense how that works at all. So I don't know. I don't know what to think now. Because I mean, we're not losing that silage at least. So I mean, with the silage additive, we still get more out of this field than we would with a baler. That sale process has definitely taken a while now. Having to do like 18, or well, I guess 19 trips down there to sell all of that. 18 full loads and then some in the last load there. Oh, and then this was pissing me off too. There's that little bit of silage that's like left in the pit, but it's still kind of like a dent in there. So I don't know if that's actually silage or if it's just kind of because there's kind of a weird hole there. Because it kind of happened before, and I was able to just take that blade and kind of push along, and it kind of spread it out into a bigger clump that I could pick up with the wagon, but nothing would work on that one at all this time, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, but that whole thing was very frustrating. It seemed to be behaving differently than I was kind of used to, like the way it was kind of picking it up in chunks, and the way the Valtra was kind of getting high centered on things that I wouldn't normally think it would get high centered on. And I don't know, that whole thing was just very, very frustrating. So, yeah, when I thought we had like a 20,000 liter loss there, plus with how frustrating that was, I was pretty ready to switch to baling immediately there. But running the numbers there, we got, yeah, it worked out to about the right amount. So, but I don't know if we are getting that much. That's definitely more than we would get with the baling, since we have the silage additive there. We wouldn't get quite as much out of that same field, but I mean, that emptying was kind of a pain this time, because the time before actually went really smoothly. I had didn't get stuck at all, really, just kind of was in and out, filled the wagon up in 2 seconds and was never really in danger of getting stuck. But yeah, this last one was very frustrating. I don't know if it's just because it was fuller that time, so it was kind of a steeper entry onto the pile. It's probably part of it, but if that's the way it's going to be. It's going to be like that every time, I guess. So yeah, I don't know what to do now, because I didn't really want to invest a bunch more money into baling equipment. But I mean, I know selling would be a lot easier. Because I mean, if we can bale things up with that auto-loading trailer and just kind of stack those somewhere out of the way until they're fermented, then we can just go along and like bring that trailer back in and just kind of sit there while it loads up and drive it down there, and we'd probably be able to do that whole amount in, yeah, I guess it would take like 4 trips probably, which is a lot better than the 18 loads that I'm doing right now. Actually 19, because yeah, it was 18 full loads and then 1 extra part load. So yeah, I don't quite know what to do now. Because I mean, we could technically afford to buy like the baler wrapper combo, and that auto stacking wagon. We do still probably have. So yeah, our total right now is like $60,000 worth of product. I guess minus these seeds, because we can't actually sell those seeds. Plus, we don't have full pallets of all of this wood, so these things will be a little bit less than what it says here, because it's including the value of partial pallets in the productions themselves. So yeah, it won't be quite that high, but we probably still have like 50 grand worth of products we could sell. Yeah, we could almost probably switch to baling and still be able to afford a house on our new homestead there. But yeah, I don't quite know what to do, because I mean, we could sell that forage wagon. The only thing I was wondering about that, actually, still only that thing for sale, eh? Because if we go into the balers here, if we get the auto wrapping baler, like this guy here, I don't know. I should have checked. Maybe I'll check that before I make any decisions. But can you like turn the wrapping off on this one, or does it have to wrap? Because like if we get goats or something, then we still need just regular grass, right? Like I don't think that the goats can eat silage. So yeah, I think that's grass and hay. So if this is only gonna do silage, if we do this baler, yeah, I'll have to double check that to see if we can actually just make regular grass or hay bales with this thing as well, or if it will only do silage wrap bales. I'll have to see if I can turn this wrapper thing off. Because if it doesn't, then we almost still need to keep like the forage wagon around to be able to have a way to just collect straight grass or hay to be able to feed goats and stuff. Because I would like to do that as well. Or I guess we get a different baler. It would be a little bit cheaper, not a ton cheaper, but would be a little bit cheaper to get one of these guys, and a separate silage wrapper. But then we're looking at more time, because you have to kind of go around twice. But like we could get this guy and one of these balers. That would save us some money at the cost of some extra time. But then again, like we could do bigger bales, so that might be a little bit more time saving in the end, because this is 150 centimeters. These ones go up to, and I'm pretty sure that wrapper, yeah, this wrapper can still wrap 150s. Can this transporter? Yeah, and this thing can still pick those up. So, yeah, the only problem with this one is that it only does 125 centimeter bales. So, I mean, we could do this route, go for bigger bales and save some money while switching to bales, and then we would still have the option to do regular grass bales with this one as well. The only problem is that it would take a little bit of extra time, because we have to do a round, go all the way around the field baling, and then all the way around again to wrap them. So, and I don't think you can get AI workers to bale. I'm not 100% sure about that. At least not with the round balers, because they have to stop every time. But I don't know. Maybe they can. I should probably check into that too. Because yeah, after that last experience with that much silage in the pit, I'm kind of more leaning towards baler, or not really leaning towards them, but considering them more seriously than I was before. So yeah, instead of buying a baler right now, I think it's time that we actually bought a house. I mean, it is October, so things are going to be cooling off. We got a pretty good chunk of change an income there from our silage. So I think even if we buy a house right now, we'll still have enough money to buy a baler and a one of those auto loading wagons if we sell all of our productions. Um, and we should be able to still do that before the next harvest. So um, yeah, I think we're gonna buy a house here. So yeah, this is the little piece of land that we bought in the last episode. So let's go into our construction menu here. So we basically own like up to this fence kind of, and then down this road and over here, and then we don't own quite up to the water here, but yeah, we own most of this land. So yeah, I'd really like to get a house. So I think this is the only one we can really afford right now if we want to keep doing other stuff. So that should be good enough for now. It's definitely a step up from our greenhouse that we have been sleeping in. So I just got to decide where I want to put this thing. So yeah, like eventually I kind of want to own like all these fields and all these fields and all these fields. So I want to put like grain bins kind of out in this area just so they're nice, easy to access from the road, especially if we start getting into like trucks and super bees and stuff. Um, yeah, we're going to want easy access to the bins for doing harvests and selling and everything. So I kind of want to leave this area for that, and then also kind of just like equipment parking and stuff, just to be easy to get in and out over there. And then I think I was kind of thinking about leaving this area for like some animal pens, maybe. Kind of over on this side, we could almost um, use this fence as a guide and just put some pens over here. So that's kind of my plan. I also want to be able to put some more greenhouses and the sawmill, or maybe not more greenhouses, but I'll probably sell the small ones that we have on this area right here and get a couple of the bigger versions down at our main yard here. And then I'll probably sell this sawmill and move the sawmill down here as well too. Um, so I don't know quite where all that stuff is going to go, but I think I want to make sure the house is kind of tucked out of the way, but also easy to access, like the road and all that stuff. So I'm kind of thinking right down in this area. Like, what if we kind of tuck it in behind these trees here? That'd be kind of a nice little spot. How far in can we go? Right about there. So maybe we'll try and get it on like the same angle as the road out there. And then we'll try and tuck it back in as far as we can. I guess we could go closer to the road, but I want to leave enough, like a lot of room down this side. Especially like once we start moving combines and stuff around. So I don't want to be encroaching on that road if I can help it. So I think kind of more over to this side. It'd be kind of nice being closer to the lake as well, I think. Oh, there is a spot right in here. Yeah, I think that might be the best one. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay, actually, before I do anything, I'm going to turn autosave off again and just save it right now, and then we'll place it down just because, I don't know, build mode in this game can do some unexpected things sometimes, and it can be hard to reverse them. So might as well play it safe here. So if I can find that spot again, yeah, right in here. Yeah, I think that's going to be the spot. How does that look? I think that looks pretty good. Didn't do too much terraforming there. Okay, let's check it out. That looks pretty nice. Just tucked in against the trees there. I mean, it's just a trailer, so it's nothing fancy, but it's definitely a step up from the greenhouse, and it's our first home. Yeah. We can sit out on our deck here, have a coffee in the morning, with a nice lakefront view. I mean, that view of that grain mill isn't the nicest view there, but maybe we can put some trees along that back fence or something to block off that view. But it's still pretty nice. Got a nice view out over those fields. Oh, I like it. And yeah, it didn't really deform the ground very much at all. Like, we're pretty level right here. It did a little bit on this side, I think. So yeah, there's like a little bit of a hump right there, but I mean, that's going down to the lake anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it looks pretty nice tucked in against the trees there. I gotta say, I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. All right, we're finally not homeless after more than 2 years. And yeah, nothing fancy. Definitely not a huge house, but there's some interesting interior textures. The wall looks like it's about a foot inside there. But yeah, I like it. That looks really good. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. I think we should spruce it up a little bit. I think I'm just going to save this now so I don't have to place that again. So that is saved with our house, but I think I'm going to connect our front there to the road. So let's see. I think maybe we'll do gravel. Yeah, I think we'll kind of make ourselves a pad in the front because we're probably going to want to be able to park our vehicles along here at some point. Got a nice little driveway, nice little house tucked into the trees. Yeah, it kind of looks better from first person view rather than that bird's eye view. All right. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Let's park our tractor right up at our front house, or let's park our tractor right up at the front of our house here, since we don't actually have any other vehicles. Yeah, we got a nice parking spot, nice driveway here, house with a lakefront view. Oh, that's really awesome. I love it. All right, so yeah, we still got quite a bit of money left, so I think just selling a few productions, and we will be able to buy all that baling stuff if we want for the next harvest, and then we'll still get another 100 grand coming in from that. So yeah, by the time it matters, we should be able to buy a combine and everything. But yeah, I think with that, we're just gonna end this episode here. Finally got a house. Pretty happy about that. And yeah, we can figure out our silage situation next time. Maybe we'll go through one more harvest with our current stuff, see what happens. Because yeah, I do really want to get a combine. But we also probably could start getting some animals. Like, we could set up a goat pen, and then we probably, because we do have one more harvest coming in, we'd be able to get them some grass for the winter and start getting some money off of that. So yeah, I don't know. I will think about our next moves here, but yeah, for now I'm just pretty stoked to finally have a home. Yeah, that's a pretty awesome view right there. I like it. So yeah, we'll figure out the other stuff as we go and the next episodes. We got lots of time. We got lots more money going to be coming in. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good purchase. I think the home was long overdue. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next one.